What's up, everyone? It's your boy Infrared. Welcome to the Scout Reports. Today I'm bringing you an anime review of Orange Episode 9. Your boy's a little bit under the weather, and you probably saw it in ReZero. I mean, your boy was hyped, but not as hype as I usually be, and that's kind of when it kicked in. Like earlier this morning when I was doing that review, I don't know if Betelgeuse's hands got to me or what, but it was like shortly after that I've been out of it, so I'm still going to power through this review though, and let me start off by saying, oh my god, this chick Naho, I swear, she just gets worse and worse every episode. I mean, how can she still be this dense about Kakeru and how he feels about her? I mean, she is still like, oh, what? Really? Oh, he likes me? Oh, no. Oh, I don't want to hold his hand. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. Like, really, come on. How can you be this bad? To the point where it's almost a joke now, where Azu, and I finally got her name right, Azu and Taka are kind of like, girl, if he smiles at you, he likes you. If you text him, he's going to be happy you text him. If you say good morning, he's going to be happy that you said good morning. When we say it, he's just like, oh, hey. But when you say it, he's smiling. Why can't you see that? Anyway, enough ranting on Naho. That's just going to make me get more worked up than I need to be right now. Something that I really want to talk about that happened in this episode is still Kakeru, and I've touched on this a lot by saying I don't think we're out of the woods yet with Kakeru and the things that's going on with him, as everybody has these letters now to make life better and to save Kakeru, but it has to be something going on with him really deep down. Something past, you know, his mom passing, or maybe this is taking a toll on him way harder than we expected. Because no matter how much they try to embrace Kakeru, especially Naho, he just seems to keep pushing away, and we see that a lot in this episode. And something that I think now, like I was saying, you know, like how I predicted that he probably committed suicide, that ended up coming true. So, I don't know, I think besides depression, Kakeru must be dealing with some type of illness or something like that. And again, I'm no expert in this. It's just going off things I've seen in other mediums and things that I'm picking up on, is that Kakeru is scared to get close to Naho, or really too close to anybody else for that matter. He's kind of like, you know, I want to be friends with you guys, but I don't want you to get too deep into it. It makes me think that overall he probably is sick. Like maybe he has some type of illness, maybe he has cancer or something, which is why he doesn't want to get close to Naho, because he says that I might have to move again, or I'm just going to leave again, or I could leave again. And things like that are putting up a flag to me of saying that he doesn't want them to get that close, because I'm assuming in most situations, or what I've seen in those type of situations where people have illness or something like that, they don't want to be a burden to other people. They don't want people to get so invested into them and being into their lives only for them to leave, and it's just going to make them sadder. But I feel that that's just going to make things even happier for them. So there's that. That's just a little bit of what I think about what's going on with Kakeru. Again, we still got 3 episodes left, and it doesn't seem like we're at that happy ending that we think that we should have for this series yet. And there's still that possibility that Kakeru may not even still be there in this other world at the end. And I'm really hoping that they do. I hope they don't leave me that crushed in this series. But let's get on to some of the things that happened in the episode today. So we got a little bit of time with Azu this episode, as we found out it's her birthday. And in her letter, she says that she's going to have a party and everything, but also it's going to rain. So back in her letter, one of her regrets is not letting Naho and Kakeru share an umbrella together, because she tried it back in her timeline past or whatnot, and what ended up happening is that all the guys end up being on one side with one umbrella, all the girls end up being on the other side with another umbrella, and now we know that everybody is pushing for Naho and Kakeru to make it through. So she's going to try to do what she can to make everything right. You know, she's looking at the weather, it's saying it's not going to rain, so she's getting worried about that. Hakita gave her an umbrella for her birthday present, and she's like, what's this? Why'd you give me this? And things look bad at first because everybody's like, it's not going to rain. However, everybody did have an umbrella because they're all on the same page. So Kakeru's looking like, why do you guys all have umbrellas? It's not going to rain today. What's going on? Sure enough, it does start to rain, and Kakeru's trying to share his umbrella, and everybody's just pushing him off like, nope, nope, not me, not me, not me, until there's nobody left. And then Naho shows up with the umbrella, and she's like, you know, come with me. And they decide to Well, Kakeru asks her to walk home with him, so they get together, and she is still being a damn spaz to the point where every time he tries to get closer to her, she smacks his hand out the way. She gets scared, she gets worried, she's nervous every episode, like she's trying to speak to him, but it's just coming off wrong. She still don't want to hold his hand, but we did finally get some closure in this episode with Kakeru saying that he wants to date Naho. Naho accepting it. They're holding hands. The relationship overall is getting closer and closer as we're finally at least getting the silver lining of these two sharing their feelings and wanting to actually be with each other, even though it's that point that I talked about in the beginning of the episode with Kakeru not wanting to be as close to Naho out of fear of, you know, him hurting her. And again, I can only think at this point that hurt is probably because he thinks that he's not going to live, or maybe he wants to see his mother so bad that he is still contemplating suicide. So Naho is actually reading the letters again too as we get to the relay race, and we find out like in the relay race, Kakeru's gonna fall. That's what happened before, and the future Naho wrote that he's going to fall in a race and the team is going to lose. Also, you know, everybody's parents is there to cheer them on, but Kakeru's parents isn't there. He said that, you know, his mom is working and his dad never was in the picture, so he was kind of bummed out about that, on top of falling, on top of losing. But once again, the best friend squad in the world stepping up, making sure everything is there, as they actually arranged for Kakeru's grandmother to be at the race. You know, she stays very far, but what Suwa did is he went and talked to his parents and had his parents bring his grandmother to the relay race. So that made Kakeru happy to have his grandmother there. But, you know, she was like, I'm so glad that you're doing this. I'm so glad that you're happy. I'm sure your mother will be proud. And then that's when that darkness starts to settle in again of how much Kakeru misses his mother and how much regret he has as he starts, you know, just feeling bummed out altogether. It seems like no matter what everybody does, he is still bummed out about it. Now, we did have some comedy in this episode. Those are just the undertones that we got. Like, for example, you know, seeing everybody's parents. And that's something that was always cool when you were in school, to see like how everybody's parents look, how everybody's parents act. Like, you always wonder about that. And when they seen Hakita's parents and they both look exactly like him, that was pretty funny. And also always to Hakita for bringing a comedy, because there was a point in the episode where, you know, everybody took their shirts off, and, you know, Suwa, he's ripped. And Hakita, he has no muscle structure at all. So this dude draws some abs on his stomach. Like, yeah, so now I can be buff just like you. So that was funny too. But also that brings up some insecurities with Kakeru as well, as he's like, I don't have a body like Suwa. I'm not as athletic as Suwa. So I'm probably just doing it wrong by being in this thing to begin with, and he kind of storms off. And also seeing Suwa and how popular he is, how much of a ladies man he is, even though he doesn't want to be. Everybody loves Suwa. It's starting to bring out some insecurity or maybe even jealousy in Kakeru as well, as Suwa actually says, you know what, this is good because this is showing that he has feelings for you. I mean, he didn't say that, but you can tell that's what he means when he speaks to Naho about this, because they actually won. They won the race. You know, they worked together. Everybody squatted up and won the relay race. However, Naho was taking care of Suwa's wounds, and she decided to do the same thing for Kakeru. But when she reached for him, he actually slapped her hand out the way, and he was like, I'm fine, leave me alone. And he kind of storms off, and that's what Suwa said, what he said about, like, if he's acting like this, then that means his feelings for you are true. But he does go to talk to Kakeru and kind of say, hey, you know, what's going on? Are you okay? Or would you be okay with guys hitting on Naho? Or what if I hit on Naho? Would you be okay with that? And Kakeru just kind of like, you know what? I will be fine with that. That's cool, because I'm probably just going to leave anyway. And that's when that darkness and that worry comes in, because we're seeing a little bit of jealousy out of Kakeru. There's a depression thing going on as well. But he starts to think about his mother, and, you know, he looks up in the sky, and again, it's just something really deep going on in the back of his mind that is alerting me that we are not out the woods yet, and there's still more that we need to do in order to get Kakeru to that true happiness, if the plan is to have him be with everybody else 10 years later. So yeah, that was the episode in a nutshell, guys. Let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like. And if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as there's not a shortage of content for you to indulge on in this channel. And as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me. I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. And be sure to join me tomorrow as I live react to Mob Psycho 100. And I'll see you guys then. So once again, it's your boy Infrared signing out. See you soon.